Hey everybody, welcome back to Built Like This podcast. Whoa! Is a Mandela effect? Yes, no, it's not. I decided to change the name of the podcast, and we'll get into the reasons behind that in a moment. But this is not a Mandela effect. I am still your host, Maxine. This is still me. If you are watching on YouTube, hello, hi. You see me. Anyway, I just wanted to give that quick disclaimer before I get into the topics. But not only is this Built Like This podcast, but this is the PODMAS edition of the podcast. PODMAS is a 12-part series that I created. I don't hear anybody else doing it. I've been doing it for the past 2 years now. And it's a 30 minutes or so mini episode series of the podcast, starting from the 12th of December up until the 24th, the 23rd. Yeah, the 24th. So join me as I get into some of these topics for the next 12 days. And I am happy you're here. Let's just start off with that note. Now, Built Like This podcast. Yes, the name formerly was God Built This, right? God Built This podcast. And that was the name for 5 years now, right? I started this podcast in 2018, and that was the name then. Or that has been the name for the past 5 years. I have been thinking about changing the name of the podcast for some time now. And I felt conflicted, like, oh my gosh, who am I? If I were to do that, am I a good person? Like, I threw myself for a loop because of the possibility of possibly changing the name. Because when I started the podcast, to all of my OG listeners, if you know, you know, I started it off on a very religious note. I was still very much indoctrinated into my Christian faith, my Baptist upbringings, and I mean, obviously, I'm not the same anymore, right? I am of the world. Okay. I'm of the world, but I've evolved in some of my thought patterns. I've just broadened my perspective. Perspective, right? So like I said, F at the end. I've just had experiences in life that allowed me to grow and become of the world. Let me stop. I'm not the. I mean, Mary Ann, right? But the point is, I think I've decided to not stay in the box anymore that I was once in for quite some time, and I've been wrestling with that. And look, I've been in the church for all my life. I'm not denying God or Christ or anything like that. I'm not trying to persuade anyone or anything. I just feel like where I'm at and where I've been in my life lately for a while now, I've evolved so much that the initial name of the podcast just feels misleading. And I truly don't want to mislead any of my listeners, especially new ones, because they may come on to the podcast. Shout out to my dog right there, Theo. But they may come on thinking, oh, we're about to get the word. I mean, you are kind of getting the word, but just in a non-traditional, unconventional way. Because I still think I'm speaking truth. I still think I am awakening lives and bringing souls. But I'm not trying to say I'm like the incarnate word or anything like that. But the point is, I think typically I'm not the same. And that's okay. I really like this version of myself. Not shit on my previous version, but I think I've allowed myself to grow, and I am comfortable in that setting, in this setting. So anyway, I just don't want to mislead anyone, and I don't want to offend anyone. I know with a lot of my topics, you may think that I don't care to offend people. I do care. I do care about my listeners, whether you are first time listeners, long time listeners. I do care if I am truly rubbing a nerve. And ultimately, I don't want to do that, especially when it comes to the topic of God and faith and religion. I just speak from my experience. And I think just to meet all sides, let me just not mislead it. Let's just start from there. I don't want to mislead anyone. So I decided to take God from the title of this podcast. And it's not entirely a new, it's not such a huge shift in name. It's just built like this, right? Just it's the same two words from the previous title. And I just added like instead of God and started off with built. And here we are, built like this podcast. So it's the same brand. It's a new brand essentially, but same topic, same me that you've been experiencing for a lot of episodes now. Just a different title, a different color scheme. Did this myself because I'm that girl. And yeah, I just want to get that quick disclaimer. Thank you for listening and watching. I am on video right now, so excuse me if I just can't stop staring at this beauty. No, not to like beat my own horn, but seriously, beep. I look so young. And I used to get a little annoyed when like acquaintances or coworkers would ask me or be surprised with my age. I'm in my early 30s. I've come to a point where let's live a little mystery when it comes to a woman's age. Before I used to quickly say, oh, I'm this age, I'm that age. But now that I'm in my early 30s, I kind of understand why some women do adopt that mindset. I like to keep the people guessing, I mean, doesn't mean that I'm not ashamed or doesn't mean that I'm not proud of my age, because I'd rather be this age than dead, right? Anyway, I'm grateful for where I am. But I remember for a long time, I used to get so annoyed when people assume that I'm much younger than I am, because I felt like you're discouraging my growth, my voice as a person, as an adult. Like I felt like a baby. But I'm grateful that I look good. I look so natural right now. I mean, I am natural as far as like I don't have any makeup on. My eyebrows aren't even filled in. Hello. My roots are kicking it. I mean, whatever. But I love this. I look good, child. I look good. Sorry, I don't really need to be conceited in the first 7 minutes, but you know how I don't typically put video on when I record, but I want to get more of the habit of that, especially now that I've been had this subscription with StreamYard, so it's like, might as well get my money's worth. So here we are. Let's get into these topics, okay? We don't have too much time because, as I said, this is a mini episode. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm trying to make sure I'm speaking into the mic while still being expressive at the same time. So, PODMAS is now. PODMAS is here. I want to get into, how can I play this clip while on stream? Child. Okay, let me just talk about it first and I'll see if I can figure it out. So this is a comedian. Her name is Jasmin Brown. She goes by Watch Jazzy. I don't know what her ethnic background is. She looks a little culturally ambiguous, but if you're a drop of black, that means you're a black woman. Okay, I don't know why we still roll with that stupid ass, because Meghan Markle is not black. Her mother's white. Okay. Anyway, so Jasmin Brown is a stand-up comedian. She is known for her viral videos in short form. So she's of that ilk. Like when you think of a B Simone or even a Yes Pretty Me V, wasn't it? Yeah, Yes Pretty V. Yeah, I think it's that. Just hilarious, like that ilk of female stand-up comedians who, well, I don't think Yes Pretty is a stand-up comedian. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if she is. But ultimately, what they all have in common is their comedy online. They create short form. That's hard for me to say. So I'm thinking of FORUM, and I'm thinking of FORM. So form and forum. Child, you would think I wasn't born in this country. I mean, technically, Okay, so the quick story, quick pivot. I was born in the country, right? I was born in America. But as soon as I was born, something was up with my mom's immigration status, and we had to go to Haiti. And I went with her. After I was born, I was with my mother, right? So it was just me and my mom in Haiti for months, like I think a year, I think a little bit less than 2 years. So that is my excuse, okay? So if I get some words wrong, if I get the accent or the pronunciation of some words wrong, it's because I spent the first 22 months of my life in Haiti. So that's it. Okay, anyway, so Jasmin Brown is a comedian and she is dating Cam Newton. Cam Newton is an NFL, well, he's a former NFL player. He's now a content creator. But yes, before that, he was a football quarterback. I think the Baltimore Ravens, right? Look, please excuse me. I'm not a sport head. But I know him because of the physical appearance that he has. He has like a wacky appearance. Attractive man, nice built, whatever. But you know, his hair is, he's doing the Jazzy hair, which Jay, can we cut it out? Jay, can we cut it out? Can we? Anyway, so just cut that shit out. Like I just missed a wave. Sometimes it's like, look, initially I was for the, you know, the black freedom of it all. I could go to corporate spaces and still be me without having to conform or without you know, trying to code switch, which many of us do, right? Many Black people, we tend to code switch for survival reasons in white spaces because we want to ascend and promote and climb that social ladder. But Hove, you know, made a way for many people to think, oh, wait, I can have my hair in its natural state and be my complete self in the workforce. I respect it. But cut that shit out. Like, can we just cut it out? Same thing for Cam Newton. Anyway, so Cam Newton is a content creator now, and he has a podcast of his own in which he interviews a variety of people in the industry. Just recently, he had an interview with Charleston White, who I still don't know what he does. I mean, now it's clear that he is a stand-up comedian, but I mean, look, comedy is subjective, right? So it is what it is. But anyway, he is the child's father of Jasmin Brown. Now, Cam Newton has how many? Let me look at my notes real quick. Cam Newton, did I say Charles? Oh my gosh, sorry, my mind just like blanks out. Cam Newton has 3 baby mamas and 6 children. Yes, that's what okay. Correct. Yeah. Let me say it again. Cam Newton has 3 baby mamas, one of which was his ex-wife, and 6 children. Correct. I said that right. Yeah. Okay. His 6th child is the one that is being carried right now by Jasmin Brown. Watch Jazzy Brown. There is a video of her doing a bit on stage because she's a stand-up comedian, and she is talking about this, right? Now I laughed. I thought it was a funny bit because if you can't make fun of yourself and put yourself on the chopping block to laugh, then Are you a comedian? Right? I think the way that she broke down this comedy joke, I think it's hilarious. So let's see if I could put it up real quick. Child, let's see. Anyway, if I can't, then I can't. But let me just break it down. So she talks about how she sorry, she talks about how she is the sixth baby mama, and there's someone in the audience who says, "Oof, child, like, eat me." Well, fourth baby mama, sorry, and she's carrying a sixth child. Someone's like in the audience, kind of heckling her, making her feel stupid for deciding to be of this circumstance, right? Okay, bet. So, oh my God, today. Every time I try to log in something, and all of a sudden it's not okay. Anyway, so she is talking about it like she's making fun of it. So she's saying how basically had it not been for the reason of Cam Newton being worth, was it $100 million, then y'all wouldn't be saying that. Okay, I have the clip. I'm going to play it on the phone. On my phone. I'm gonna put it on I know it's ghetto. I'm gonna keep on playing with this thing until I figure out how to put it on the screen properly so I don't get any strikes. Okay, so listen up. Okay, so let me. I thought it was so funny. I think it's hilarious. Okay, let me just paraphrase that in case you didn't hear that. Hopefully you did. So she's just saying, look, y'all talking so much about how, oh, it would never be me. I would never be the fourth baby mama or the third baby mama. I can't get that wrong, but basically she's the fourth, fifth, whatever. She's not the first or second. But she's making fun of the fact that, okay, so what? Because y'all quick to say you wouldn't do this, but until a man who is worth $100 million put that pressure on you, meaning until someone who makes that much money is showing you interest, is giving you attention, wanting to be with you, in whatever capacity that looks like, right? I don't know the dynamics of their relationship, but the point is, she's saying people like to sing a different tune once the situation's a little different, right? Once the circumstances is a little bit more financially enticing. And look, I agree with her. Not to say that I would. Oh, what's that like? Am I live? I don't think I'm live. Oh, this is kind of scary. That freaked me out. Anyway, the point is, I feel like a lot of women nowadays like to shit on other women for deciding to be with their man under any circumstance. And I mean that in every way possible. So, with this example, right? Jazzy Brown. She is the third baby mama. She's having his sixth child. Immediately, optically, that doesn't look enticing, right? It looks, oh, you don't know your worth. Or even prior to that, I actually talked about an interview she did with this other podcast called Friends and Lovers. I forgot the name of the host, but she's a sexologist, sex expert, relationship expert, whatever. People have different titles, whatever. The point is, she was on that podcast and she was talking about how, Why is it blinking? Okay. I better still be on. She's talking about how she loves being submissive to her man. She loves packing his stuff. She loves feeding him. She loves just sexually pleasing him, right? She loves being submissive to her man. And the podcast asked the host asked her in return, well, what does he do for you? You know, how does he serve you? How does he submit to you? You know, how is that reciprocated? And Jazzy didn't really have much to say. Now, I feel like maybe she painted Cam Newton in a poor light. I'm sure because I feel like I'm sure he is serving her in a way that meets her needs, right? Emotionally, financially, probably. But I do remember her talking about how she's not with him for the money. Yes, the money does help, but like this joke that she just made, I'm sure they have financial benefits being together, right? He's worth this amount of money. That's fine. I'm not shitting on that. But I think she made a point that that is not the sole crux of their relationship, because they actually have separate expenses and he doesn't pay her bills necessarily. Like there's an understanding, like there's a respect thing. Like she's not gold digging him, which I totally support. Like I feel like the money shouldn't matter. That's the point. I think the money sure is an add-on, but it doesn't matter. So that's why I'm saying, like, I understand what she's saying. Anyways, in that in that podcast, she talks about how I feel like she kind of painted him in a poor light. Like she didn't really have much to say when she was asked that question, how does Cam reciprocate his love for you? I don't remember what she said. Generally, I don't remember what she said. So it kind of made her look like, damn, she's a sucker who is with her man and she's doing everything for him. That's why you should have submitted to no, you know, that whole feminist ass movement response that a lot of feminists would say to shit on you for deciding to be with your man and be submissive to him. Like, isn't he your king? Shouldn't, like, I'm sorry, like, when is that okay? I mean, look, I understand the whole movement of feminism kind of created that, but at some point you have to wake up and realize we've been set up. Black women in particular have been set up to adopt this feminist movement mindset. And what has that left us? Single, alone, lonely, angry, bitter. No, submit to your man and you'll get the opposite. You'll get the love, you'll get the emotional fulfillment that you've been yearning for. Just submit and find out. I promise you, there's a light at the end of this tunnel. Submit and you will find out. Like, I'm dead ass, because once you stop trying to wear the pants, or once you stop trying to just be the nigga, like stop being the man and you're a woman in the relationship. Can I get an amen? I know I took God off the title of this podcast, but can I get an amen? Dead ass though. Stop trying to be the man in the relationship and you're a woman. Let your man be the man. It's exhausting. Be nice. Be gentle. Be kind. Smile. Suck his dick. Like, let it all hang. Like, I just want us to stop being mad. Anyway, so she kind of painted him in a bad light, but a lot of the comments about that interview was painting, and this was way before she was pregnant with his child. So it just made her look like, oh, she's a sucker, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so now that she's pregnant with his child, she is now getting backlash because apparently, now I haven't really followed her career, so I don't know what was she known for prior to her relationship with Cam Newton. But apparently in her comedic career, she talked a lot about baby mothers, single mothers at that. Now, this like thing, maybe that's just a inclination for y'all, if you're watching this on YouTube, to like the video. So maybe that's good, but I don't remember putting that in my settings. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but she is I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, the point is she is pregnant with his child, and they're making her out to look like a sucker and trying to make it seem like she is stupid, she doesn't know her worth. And what the fuck? You know what I hate? What I hate is that I forgot the exact quote, but if you know, you know. The whole I can do bad all by myself. And there's another one. It's of the same sentiment. It's I'd rather be alone than be with you. I'd rather be single than deal with a man who's it's like, no, I won't. I don't. I'd rather the former. I'd rather be with you. Shout out to Beyonce. I'd rather be with you. What are we talking about? No, look, and that's also me saying I enjoy my company. I love the time that I have with myself. I'm very at peace with myself. I could go out by myself. That's totally fine. And I love the comfort of a man. There's place for him in my life. Shout out to Fergus Bay. Like, there's place for you in my life. I've made place for you in my life. You're not just like, oh, I don't know, I can't fit you in. I don't know. No, I want you in my life. Like this whole, I would rather be with you. Under any circumstance, I would rather be with you. No, see, I would rather be with you. And this whole like, no, I'd rather be alone. And no, what are we? Did you forget the comfort? The physical, let's just talk about the physical comfort with the man. There's physical pleasure. What is it? Oxytocin and oxycodone, right? And opioids and other stuff. I'm trying to get it monetized. But there is an oxytocin release when you are hugging somebody. There's literally a physical release of joy and happiness just by hugging somebody. Now imagine that on a consistent basis. Child, I'm on cloud 9. So this whole idea of like, oh, she should leave after the whatever. It looks like she would rather be with him under any circumstance. It looks like he is meeting her needs, whatever they are. Like, who are we to say her needs are stupid or she doesn't know her worth because, oh, she's the third baby mama and she's carrying his 6. Like, so what? Didn't we say be fruitful and multiply? Shout out to the cannon. But like, I just don't. Let me catch my breath. I just don't like that. I just hate the trend of these single, nobody in their contact as Black women out here shitting on other Black women who choose to be in their relationships, regardless of how imperfect the relationship may look like, or regardless of how unconventional and non-traditional the relationship may look like. I have somewhere to sleep and it's under his armpit. You're sleeping with your body pillow. Don't, like, you're projecting your anger about your current affairs and your sleeping arrangements with your body pillow onto me. So what? So what? I'm the 4th baby mama. So what? He makes me happy. I'm happy. So I'm saying that to say, despite Cam Newton having the money that he has, and look, I'm sure that's an add-on, but I think he's a type of man who kind of puts in work. You know what I mean? But that's really my perspective on that. We're hitting the 30-minute mark, and I am committing myself to really keep it at 30 minutes for these episodes, for these PODMAS episodes. So if you enjoyed this, be sure to like the video on YouTube, leave a positive review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the whole 9. Become a patron. The link is in the show notes. And tell a friend to tell a friend. I will check in with you all next time. I'm Maxine. Peace.